Today's morning coffee vinyl side. Ken Stanley and the Pubsters, a British pub's sing-along, Knees Up, Mother Brown, circa 1961. Now, as far as I can tell, Ken Stanley and the Pubsters and this album are as much products of the imagination as they are anything authentically British. This is the kind of album you get when you have an expat community living in your country that still has some cultural juice, and you have time and money to indulge and trade in a little nostalgia. Now, despite having lived in the UK and having strong historical and cultural ties to Scotland and England, I've no special fondness for British pub culture of the kind imagined here. But this is about as real and authentic as Dick Van Dyke's British accent in Mary Poppins, and it sounds like they pulled all the extras off that set or an off-Broadway production of Oliver Twist into a recording studio to play pretend for the weekend. But never you mind, lad. I'm just a jaded old fool. Perhaps I'll spin some Zeppelin II to purge the remnants of this from my ears. That's British. Now, it's been a busy week, and it's only Tuesday. Go figure. Friday saw me sit down with my friend and podcast partner Joelle to record our Season 3, Episode 1 discussion of the Sonic Ventures podcast. It was great to be sitting in the studio again. Sonic Ventures is a music discussion podcast that explores the world of concept albums, and this discussion centered around the band Queensryche and their 1988 concept album, Operation Mindcrime. I'm still balancing fatigue as my body struggles to find equilibrium with the synthetic hormones I'm taking now that I'm without a thyroid. I learned a few things from my doctor on my last visit, including that my thyroid had 6 times the mass of a normal thyroid when examined by pathology, and that the cancer they detected there was the best kind to have, and that the removal of the thyroid will have been most likely all that's required. We will be following this up in late January with certain tests and an ultrasound, but I've been assured my risk is very minimal. Now that said, the post-operative complications of the original surgery that saw me develop a spontaneous arterial bleed requiring life-saving intervention and emergency surgery were statistically very, very small, as to be almost zero as well. So although I remain optimistic and pragmatic, I also know that life and death don't really care about math. When you get that knock at the door, you've no choice but to answer and see who it is. Now, if you're lucky, it's just pizza.